Today, we're going to answer the question I hear from teachers often, which is, my students just finished the diagnostic. What do I do now? There really are two quick things that you should do immediately after your students have finished the diagnostic. The first one is we need to check and make sure that they really have finished the diagnostic. I'll show you how to do that. It takes about one click. And the second thing we're going to do is look at our class's overall performance, their class profile. So let me jump out of here. I'm going to go to our login page, which is login.i-ready.com. I'm going to use my username and password and hit go. This is going to take me to my teacher homepage. And here down in the left-hand corner, you'll see it says which students still need to complete the diagnostic. So the first thing I would do is click this, and it's going to bring up a little dialog box that will show you if any students are still in progress of taking the diagnostic, or if there are any students who have not completed it, or who have not started it at all. In this case, I don't have any students listed, so I know that everyone has completed it, and I can move on to look at the first report that I want to take a look at as a teacher. I click on the Reports tab. In the blue bar, you'll see that you have access to student level reports and class level reports. And in this case, we want to start with our class profile. We go down and select a class. I'm going to pick second grade reading. It all works the same. And I hit create report. This is going to give me a high-level view of my class, and I like this to start off with because it lets me see visually where everyone is, how things are shaking out, and if there are any problem areas, either by domain or any problem areas with my students. So one of the first things here is that right under where it says performance by domain, you'll see that it also shows you number of students assessed and total number of students in this class. Because those numbers match, that again gives me a reassurance that all of my students have completed the diagnostic, and so I know that looking at this data, I've got everything in front of me. As I scroll down, this top section just helps me see by domain overall how my class has done. The idea here is if I look at this and I have half of my class below level in phonics, it's a pretty good indication that I might want to check out what I'm doing in phonics and see what's going on there. As I scroll down, this performance by student is really the section that I like to look at. What you'll see here is we've color-coded this for you to make it easy to recognize visually. Green is good. That means our students are on or above level. Yellow are our students who are almost there. They're less than one level behind. And then our red students are the students who are really struggling and are a couple of grades behind. In this case, our report is organized based on their overall scale score. We can resort this using any of these little up and down green arrows. If I click on this, it organizes my students for me alphabetically. Or I can go back to having them sorted by overall scale score from lowest to highest or highest to lowest. What I like to do with this report is use some of these sorting capabilities over in the domains. So for example, if I look at phonics, I would expect to see David and Jay, who are my two students who are struggling. I would expect that they're probably behind in that domain. And I can see that I also have Ashley, who is on or above level, but she's one grade level behind in phonics. As a reminder, anywhere in iReady reports you see level, it means grade. If I resort specifically by comprehension, you'll notice here that my overall scale scores are kind of all across the board, but all of these students are grouped by how they're doing specifically in comprehension and informational text. And I have 6 students who are 2 grade levels below in comprehension for informational text. And again, I might be surprised to see that Angela and Tabitha, who are on or above level, are struggling in this particular domain. So this class profile helps me begin to see some high-level trends for my class. It might show me some problem areas that might jump out, and it allows me to start doing a little bit of sorting on my own. I like to start here because it gives me a good baseline, and from this point I can decide if I want to jump in and look at groups of students. So for example, am I concerned with this group of kids who need help in comprehension? Or I can look at individual students. So I might want to go in and look specifically at David or Jay to find out the very specific skills that they're missing and what they need help on. Our next series will help you dive into doing exactly that.